On this episode of Rand's Indie Spotlight, we're going to be taking a look at the dark psychological thriller Past Cure, which is developed by Fanimate Studio, available today, February 23rd. I'm playing the Xbox One X version, but you can also get it on the PS4 and PC. It retails for $30, and I want to thank Microsoft for sending over a code for the purpose of the video. Now, really quickly, I'm going to read the description of what this game is, and I'm going to get into my thoughts on it. It says, Past Cure is a dark psychological thriller that blurs the line between dreams and reality. It's an intense, cinematic, story-driven experience that challenges the player to use mind-bending mental abilities to survive. Sounds pretty cool, right? And, in fact, when I first saw the trailer to this game, just as like when I saw the trailer for The Station, I was immediately drawn to it. It's a third-person, cinematic, story-driven game. That's right up my alley. It's even seemed like an indie version of Quantum Break, which is a game I quite enjoyed from Remedy a couple years ago. So did the game live up to my expectations? Did I have a good time playing this game? Would I recommend this game to any of you watching? Well, the short answer to that is no, and the long answer to that is no. So anyways, what is my opinion on all this stuff? What exactly do in the game, and why didn't I like it? Well, the setup to the story is interesting enough. You play as former soldier Ian, who is struggling with memory loss and the effects of these experiments he was forced to endure by his captors. But these experiments have let him unlock the power of his mind, and he can use time manipulation and telekinesis via astral projection to help him get through the game and enact justice on the people that, you know, did this to him. And the game is like situated into 8 levels. It took me 6 hours to finish, and the first 3 levels are tutorial based. And honestly, the first 3 levels of the game are probably the best 3 levels in the game. I really like the dreamscape that you're in, and the story that's kind of presented to you, at least in the beginning, is interesting enough. And when you're being told, okay, use your astral projection to solve this puzzle, use your time manipulation, I thought, okay, this is gonna be an interesting game. It's not gonna be a great game, but I think I'm gonna enjoy it. But then the actual proper game starts. You go off on this mission, and you're in a car garage, and it is just not good. And it's mainly not good because the gameplay, the actual third-person aiming that the game features is clunky and just not fun to do. Now, you can choose how you want to go through levels, whether it's John Rambo style action, run up to people, slow down time to get a headshot here and there, use that type of stuff, or you can go stealth, which you guys know me, I enjoy my stealth, so you can actually crouch, come up behind people and take them out that way. Use your astral projection to basically disable cameras so you're not on film, so the enemies don't get notified of your presence. Although that's basically all the astral projection is good for. You don't really do much beyond disable cameras. Although you can see where other people are through the walls because they glow red when you're in astral projection. Now, of course, you have a meter. You can't just use time manipulation and astral projection as much as you want. You need these drugs to refill your sanity meter, which you would use down on the D-pad. And you also have health. And when your health goes down, you can press up on the D-pad to use health like packs or whatever you want to call them. They're like little needles that you inject in yourself. But the reason I didn't enjoy this game is because the gameplay is extremely lacking. The controls are clunky. The story is just terrible. The voice acting is some of the worst I've heard in a game recently. There's nothing really compelling about the game at all. And even in one of the levels, there is a forced stealth section where if you get spotted by an enemy, you fail the level and have to restart. And the checkpoints can be pretty brutal at times. Yes, a forced stealth section in 2018. And this is coming from somebody who enjoys stealth games, but I don't enjoy being forced to stealth through a level, and then if one person sees you, it's game over. I don't like that stuff. It also features 2 boss fights that are actually pretty bad. The game looks okay for what it is, but everything else about it is just bad. But like I said earlier, I make these videos to spotlight a game that maybe not many people are talking about, and you can make your own judgment and opinion. And if you want to pick this game up for $30, then that is your prerogative. But honestly, I can't really recommend this game to anybody. Now, if you're looking for the achievements, I have 700 out of 1,000. I'm only missing 2. A lot of the achievements are basically for story-based related achievements for beating each of the levels. So if you're into that stuff, you're in for the trophies, that's there for you, although nobody has the completion yet because I don't know if the last 2 achievements are glitched or just nobody can get them yet. But in my honest opinion, maybe because I was so looking forward to this, I wanted a Quantum Break-like experience with a third-person shooter that was heavily, you know, story-based, which it is. That is one of the things it does right. They do have a large focus on story, much more than a lot of games, and I appreciate that. I paid attention through every cutscene, but the problem is the terrible voice acting combined kind of with the laughable script just made me want to like roll my eyes as I was playing it, you know? Like the voice actor who does the voice for Ian, number one, I could barely understand him, and number two, he just sounds like he doesn't want to be there, just much like the last game I played, The Station. So if there's really no emphasis and like it's just not good. I don't know the other way to say it. You know, so the one aspect of the game I was looking forward to about this story, it just didn't gel for me because of the reasons I mentioned, and the actual gameplay was even worse. I mean, you guys won't know this until you play it, but the way the cursor moves when you aim your gun is ridiculous. It is so fast, and it's never really good or feels good to pop off headshots. Now, eventually, how I got through most of the levels, I would sit down behind cover, activate time stop or time manipulation, get a headshot, and go back down and cover. Because even though you're like slowing down time, it really doesn't slow down time. They'll shoot you right out of it, and then you'll die, and then you have to start over. So would I recommend this to anybody for $30? No, not at all. Because not only does this game just not have great gameplay or a great story, it doesn't even know what it wants to be. The first level is a level where you can do stealth or action. The second level is basically a stealth level with 4 stealth sections. The level after that is basically a horror puzzle game with no action. The level after that is a pure action game. And then finally the last level is just a boss fight. It doesn't know what it wants to be. And that's kind of the problem. You could tell, like, they didn't know in development what they wanted the game to be. It was a mishmash of just ideas thrown into a pot, stirred around, and what you got at the end is Pass Cure, a game that I cannot recommend to anybody, whether you're an achievement hunter or a trophy hunter or just someone looking for a good third-person cinematic story-driven experience. I would say wait. And I would say wait for this game to be much, much cheaper. But even then, it is not a good game. It is not a good experience. It's not something that I could probably even recommend at half price, $15. I would imagine $10 or more, $10 or less is probably the better option here. But at the end of the day, I don't even know if it's worth playing at that price because the game is just not very good. And with that, I'm going to give it a score of 4 out of 10. For the fact that the voice acting, the story, the gameplay, some of the fact that the game doesn't know what it wants to be, it's all just bad. And I hate, talking about it like this, but I know a lot of people were interested in the game, and I don't want anybody out there to spend their money without knowing what type of game they're getting. So 4 out of 10 for Pass Cure. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you hit the like button. Hit the sub button if you're new to the channel. And I will see everybody in the next video. Have a good one, guys, and stay away from past cure.